Go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our session today. We're very, very honored to have the
Thank
Why
you.
Not Factory here and one of their first companies, Solpagen. So, big welcome to Camille and
Amin.
Amin,
Yeah.
who are going to explain how an incubator works. So, real incubator here in Paris, and they're going to see your projects later on and give you some constructive feedback on your projects. So I'll leave it over to you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So hi everyone, I hope you had a great week. How did it go? Did you enjoy this experimental entrepreneurship week? Yeah, did you have a good time all together? Okay, so today Amin and I are going to introduce you to our incubator, which is called the Why Not Factory. But first of all, we just wanted to know, what does entrepreneurship mean to you? So maybe some words, some ideas. What does it mean to you, entrepreneurship? Yes?
The first thing that comes to me is make your own ideas flourish.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
It's all about it.
Any other ideas? Yeah?
Take decisions.
Okay,
Change the future, for example.
okay. Decision making for changing the future, yes? Yes?
Taking risks.
Sorry?
Taking risks.
Taking risks and measure risks as well. Yes. Innovation, yes, a lot of innovation.
Maybe.
But
I
not
don't
only.
completely agree with that.
It depends. If you're talking about startups, which are innovations, or regular entrepreneurship, which is not innovation all the time, but it can be innovation, of course. Any other ideas? That's pretty much it.
No one said making money.
Teamwork.
Yeah, that's an important part, because if you can't live with your company, you can't start the business. And what does entrepreneurship mean to you? Have you ever heard about entrepreneurship? Yes?
This idea to create
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Anyone wants to complete? What? Yeah?
this concept of an incubator.
Mm-hmm.
So taking an idea and make it evolve.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, in an incubator you can find entrepreneurship, but what we most of the time mean with entrepreneurship is exactly what you said. It's like starting a new project within a company. And why we wanted to talk about entrepreneurship as well as entrepreneurship today is because maybe some of you don't really want to start their business, but maybe you all like innovation, or you all want to work on projects, and we wanted you to know that it's possible to start projects within companies, and nowadays every company has to be very competitive, because especially in some markets that are very competitive. So if you want to stay in the game nowadays, you need entrepreneurship skills in every business, and that's why we wanted to start with that. Maybe, I mean, you wanted to say something?
Yes. I heard risk taking, and actually, yeah, in the entrepreneurship part of things, you're not the one who's at risk of at risk of losing anything. It's your company, or your employer, whoever that is. But in entrepreneurship, it's your whole life. You're gonna wake up, do your job, and still do your job, and maybe sleep at midnight, and you're still working, at least at first. But because it's your own money that you're risking, it's your own time, and maybe failing. It's about learning that failure is an option in this kind of endeavors. So yeah, that's all I had to say about it. I mean, some people don't want to take risks, but
You just want to entrepreneurship is all a matter of taking risk, but measuring the risk, and if you accept it, then you can go and just do your best to
Yeah,
succeed. But
and to me, the key word is adapting. You'll never get the right idea first time. The first day one, you're here. You have your idea. You start. You'll have to adjust all the time to all kinds of matters. Be it. Sorry, I think I'm going nuts every time. All the time. I mean, I saw a lot of projects start with one idea, and they kind of realized that it wouldn't work or would not completely work. So they kind of adjusted while keeping the spirit, the values, the core of the projects, the companies. They adjusted, and now they don't. What they're doing now is working, but it has little to do with the first idea, actually.
yeah, what Amin says is very, very important. If some of you are interested in entrepreneurship, what you need to remember is that your first idea will never be the one that will go on the market. You will start with the idea that motivates you and that you want to test on the markets. But as you test it and test it and test it on the market, you will see that it will change all the time. So don't fall in love with your first idea. Just fall in love with the problem you want to solve, but not with the idea. And that's why we wanted to ask you, does some of you want to start a business or have entrepreneurship ideas? And have you already started one, or would you plan to start one someday maybe? Yes? You started one already, or you plan to? Okay. Okay. Okay.
What problem are you solving with your idea?
The conception. Because I want to make a website.
Okay.
Big people who search service. It already exists, but I want to perfect it and add some exclusivities that
Have you conducted any experiments with your idea? Any experiments?
Did
It's
you
just
already?
an idea. Okay.
I want to create by myself. Start firstly to understand how can it be more attractive, and after when I finish this part of my project, I will work on the
So you're learning IT right now? You're coding?
yes.
Web development?
What language? If it's okay. Okay. That's great.
I mean, didn't introduce the company he's working in, but it's called Solpidin, and maybe you
Yeah.
can talk a few minutes.
Yeah,
about it.
the issue is at first it was that we found our classes boring when we were students, so we wanted to solve that problem and kind of be the teachers that you want to see in your class. So how can we go about it is to practically delete all theoretical knowledge and replace it with actual working, with actual practical things. And that's what we thought at first, and then we started working on it, and we knew that our school in IGF Group, which is ESAM, wanted to hire new IT teachers for, not IT actually, I wanted Excel first. And they hired us and we started working there, and little by little we expanded to other schools and other parts of Paris, and now we're working also in other cities in France. And it works all the time. We want to make it the best class you ever had. We're not succeeding every time, but we're trying all the time to do that. And that's the thing. We had a problem. We came up with the solution to our problem. What makes us better than everybody, or what makes us different from everybody, is that we value teaching as a real skill. It's not just about knowing things, it's also about knowing how to talk about them.
Pedagogical innovation. So yeah, it's
Not
the
really.
gamification of Excel and Python and Java. So maybe you can talk together.
Not Java,
I'm
Python.
not Java, sorry.
Oh, only Python.
I'm not part of the company, so sometimes. Okay, great. We can talk together after if you want about your project. But what I just want to tell you right now is, now that you're focusing on how you want it to be realistic, but maybe you can focus on the why do you want to do that. Maybe did you experiment some bad experiences on some other softwares that already exists, and when you have the why and the problem that you want to solve, try to find other people that meet the same problems and ask them what do they want. Ask them, because this is your market actually. So focus on your market, and then you will be able to sell your product when it will be real actually. But we can talk about it later. Thank you for your share. Anyone else that maybe want to start a business someday? Not yet. Not yet. Maybe someday.
Is it a hard no, or is it just we don't know?
Just an idea.
Just an idea.
Yeah. Maybe just become a personal coach for people, because
Sure.
I think that emotional intelligence is really underestimated in our companies. So it's a crazy idea, but maybe I could become a coach to form people on how to use and integrate emotional intelligence in their work.
So
Okay.
you would work with managers.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. People pay for that already.
We just wanted to show you one number that represents 1/3 of the students actually wants to start a business today. So that's why we exist. The Why Not Factory is to help students grow and create projects. Actually, not only one company, but it can be entrepreneurship as well. It can be an association, it can be anything. And this is a study from MoveJ, CIC, and BPI France. Up. Now we wanted to do a small focus on how to get the right idea, because lots of students comes to me and ask me, okay, Camille, I'm very interested in entrepreneurship, but I don't know how to do. I have so many ideas. I don't know how to find the perfect one. And entrepreneurship is not a matter of finding the perfect idea. The matter of entrepreneurship is just to be able to focus on one idea and to listen to the market and to start fast, but to start. And it's more a realization than an experimentation, a practical thing, than just an idea.
Yeah, I want to add on to that. If you wait for the right idea, it's never coming.
Yeah.
Like,
You'll never find the right idea. Any companies, even the biggest one like Google or YouTube or Facebook or anything, they didn't start with they couldn't even imagine at first what it could be now, because they're just adapting continuously to their markets. So it's not possible to imagine at first the perfect idea. The thing is just to be open to the market and to listen to people who could pay for your product or for your service.
and how do you do that? Testing markets. I mean, some of you maybe think of it as reading studies about the market. How does the companies share the market? it's not about that, at least not at first. It's about using prototypes, creating the simplest version of your product or service and try to sell it.
Yeah.
And if it's good, people will buy it and people will want better versions of what you're doing. And that's how you test it out. So if you can't sell it, you can't start your project, really. It's all about selling, selling, selling.
So the very first step is to, if you don't have an idea yet, for you, for example, you already have the idea, you have as well, but maybe some people don't even have an idea yet. If you want to go to entrepreneurship and to get the mindset of an entrepreneur, maybe you can just start seeing all your daily problems as business opportunities. I explain myself. For example, I don't know, you just arrive, you wake up in the morning and you just, I don't know, realize that your shampoo is almost empty and you cannot have it, and it takes you 10 minutes to get the shampoo. So it's very hard. Maybe you will just create a new product that helps with the few shampoo that is left in the bottle to go and will change your life in everyday life. Like you can start with any problem of your life actually, and maybe you just have to make sure that you're not the only one who meets this problem. So maybe if you just live like you have many problems in your life, you realize it's all business opportunities, and for one problem you maybe have hundreds and hundreds of solutions. So maybe you can just try to test one solution at first, and to do a small prototype, with what you have in your house, maybe just paper, pen, and and the rule and everything, and that's it. And you can start testing it with your neighbor, with your friend, with your colleagues, with everybody around you, and people will tell you feedbacks, which are very important. So you can improve your products, improve it. But you can start with no money, with nothing. Everything is possible actually.
Yeah, and you have to think about what makes your solution better than everyone else's.
Yeah. Just
you're not coming with some, I mean, you rarely do, but you'd still do, but you're not coming with a revolutionary idea that will change everyone's lives forever. I mean, it's unlikely, let's be real. But you'll have that small improvement over everyone else that will make your product better or your service better than everyone else's, and that's what makes you succeed, really.
And this is the same if you want to work in a company as like project management and everything. If you don't think about how different I can be from other people that answer to this project call, you will never be competitive enough. So even though you want to be an employee and not to grow your own business, you need to start thinking like it, because it's what companies are looking for at the moment, especially for project managers, innovation directors, people that work in this area. So it's something very important to keep in mind and start to see the problems as business opportunities. So yeah, it's pretty much what we just said before, but entrepreneurship is all about selling a product or a service, and you need to be focused on that, because we saw some entrepreneurs losing themselves in
the financial part, for example.
Yeah, in finances, in the law, in the marketing, or everything. And all you have to think when you start a business is, how will I make money with it? It's not if you want to grow a social business or environmental business, you don't have to like, your only goal is not money. But if you don't think about making money, even though you have a very social or environmental project, you won't be able to make it work because you won't be able to pay yourself. So you always have to think, okay, I need to start quick, but to start now. Like the most important part of entrepreneurship is how do I sell my product. And sometimes it seems obvious that this is the most important part, but I promise that I saw lots of entrepreneurs losing themselves in in small details, or maybe listening too much to what people say. Okay, you have the juridical part, which is very important. You need to focus more on your marketing, on everything, on the media training, on how to grow money and everything. But okay, entrepreneurship is not so hard. Like, everybody can be an entrepreneur. You just need to take a step back and to think about what is your main goal, and your main goal is to sell your product or service. And how to communicate, of course, because if nobody knows about your product or your service, you won't be able to sell it.
Okay, that's for the meaty part.
So now, do you all know what is an incubator? Have you ever heard before about the terminology of incubator? Yes? What does it
Have
mean
you ever
to you?
visited one?
bureau dans the incubator.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think that incubator is the company that helps startups to create their business.
Okay, yeah.
And what do you like about it? Sorry, I can't hear you.
In which incubator are you working?
Le bureau?
Red Start.
No?
Ah, Red Start. Okay, okay.
Parce que j'ai entendu.
Okay, nice. Anyone wants, yeah?
I think with the term incubator, it's a machine that nurtures a particular thing until it's fully grown to.
Not necessarily.
That's true and not true at the same time, because it's, first of all, your company will never be mature enough. I mean, it can always be helped by other people, but yeah, that's it. I mean, I agree. You don't?
It helps kickstart the company, but it's not about being with the company until it's fully mature. Some incubators are more specialized in early stages. Some are specialized in different fields. It really depends. For example, in the Why Not Factory, we're not into one particular field. So if you come with, say, a tech company, you want to build the new iPhone, for example, we don't have the skills to help you make that iPhone or whatever, but we can help you start your company, have a structure, that
Prototype.
that will help you create your own iPhone, and then we'll point you to somebody who can actually help you with the actual product.
And I don't know if you ever heard about accelerators. Yes, because usually there are like different kinds of incubator, as Emin said. You have the early stage incubators that helps the startups at the very beginning. Then, just like the Why Not Factory, for example, so it's from the idea to the startup. Then usually we help the company finding other incubators more specialized in their field, like tech, economy, social and solidaire. I don't know how to say it in English, but yeah, food or anything. And then they can also join a startup accelerator, which can help them, for example, find some funds with investors, or sometimes they have a 1 week boot camp that will help with the business development or stuff like that. So it's there are like different sequences for the growing of the company, and you find different structures. So it's pretty much what you said. Yeah.
I don't understand well what is better. I'm not with accelerator.
Incubator is at the very beginning of your startup. You have the idea, you join an incubator, they help you to make with one idea, one project. So your idea becomes a project. Then you can join an accelerator when your project is already a startup. Accelerator, you don't have a very individual help. It's much more of the network on meeting investors, meeting other companies in your field. But it's not so much of having individual meetings with experts, having individual help with a mentor or anything like that. It's more at the beginning, you start with the incubator, and then if you want, you can go to an accelerator just to meet other CEO of companies of your field or investors. But it's much more of a network, an accelerator, and a place where you can find funds as well.
Yeah,
Like
simply
money
speaking,
for-
incubator is stage 1 and accelerator is stage 2 of your
Yeah, it's
entrepreneur
as
life,
easy as that.
let's say.
Thank you for the sum up. Yeah, have you already heard of some entrepreneurship support structures, such as Red Start, for example? So I know you heard of some. Station F, yeah, which is the biggest one in France, in the world actually. Yeah, some other incubator names? BGE, yeah, in French. Yeah. BGE, I don't know if it means anything in English, but yeah. We listed a few of them here just to illustrate what we were just saying before. So usually the startups that goes in the Why Not Factory, they start with us at the very, very beginning, when they just have the idea and they want to make it become a project and a real startup. So we help them during 6 months or a year, but the very first year. And then when they start making a little money, but it's still the beginning of the startup, then we can help them going to, for example, Station F, with specific programs. Paris & Co have programs in sport, food, etc., etc. Makes sense. Is more for the impact startup, environmental and social startups. Les Déterminés for people from QPV, I don't know, QPV, like
Disadvantaged grounds, I guess, something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know.
yeah, Eunice is for tech startup, the family, which was the very first incubator in Paris. And Wilco is an accelerator actually. So we have some startups that are still in the Why Not Factory and that joined Wilco, for example, to get what we call prêt d'honneur, which is a way to get money and that you have to reimburse after all, but it helps you invest at first when you have to lots of web development, etc., etc. So all of these are different incubator or accelerator in Paris. And now we'll focus on the Why Not Factory because that's why we are here to make what we do actually. So yeah, our main mission is to help all the students to grow their company. Actually, we don't help only the students. We also have other people that finished their studies, and we have people that are like 60 years old in the incubators as well. But everything that we do is for students. So if we have other entrepreneurs, is to give you the opportunity to discuss with other entrepreneurs that maybe are a bit more advanced in their project, but that can give you share their best practices and tell you, okay, I already experimented that. I can tell you that maybe if you do it that way, it's not the right way, but I have a better advice to give you, etc., etc. So our mission is to make you go to one idea and to make it become a business.
And the Why Not Factory was actually created by a school in the group, IGS group, sorry. So yeah, at first the main goal was to help only students because they had nowhere to go to start their company, try their ideas. So they kind of started from scratch too. It's like an entrepreneurship project. Like, we're like, what do we need to create this incubator? So yeah, we need a place to work. Okay, what kind of place? A small one will do, at least at first. And then what do we need? We need someone to run it. Here she is, and and that's how it worked for us too. So it's a project too. So we were students back then. So it was made for the students and by the students at first, and then it got professional over time.
Now you're just old students, but you're still students. Up. So yeah, our actual work is just like a few words that describe the Why Not Factory. So we're here to boost entrepreneurs. We have 2 co-working spaces in Paris, in the 10th district of Paris. We are an incubator, of course, as you understood. But what we mean behind the term incubator is more of an ecosystem made with experts, lawyers, financial experts, marketing experts, business development experts, IT, etc., etc. So everything that you could need during your business creation. And the baseline is sharing and caring, because how it works. You go to the Why Not Factory, you just go there to learn about people, but you also go there to share what you know, and it's how the ecosystem works the best.
It's a community, really.
Yeah.
You end up being friends with absolutely everybody.
Yeah. Have no choice but making friends. So yeah, everything started in 2017.
Yes, so yeah, I was there. we went back then. We went to our dean, and we were students. We told him, yeah, we have this idea about a VR company that we never actually did, but we don't know what to do. We have no idea how the law works, how much money we need. We need some help with that. And it was like, I don't know, ask your teachers. Yeah, but they don't have time, or maybe if they make time, they can't make a lot of it, and we need a lot of it because we're beginners, really bad at this. And he's like, okay, so what if I create a small space and you can meet there with other people that share your interests? I was like, yeah, sure, that's great. And I kind of forgot about it because I was like, we know in this school it's gonna take a lot of time, and by the time it started, I will have moved on like a mile away at least. And he still did it in 6 months, and he found a small space, he opened it, he hired 3 people to run it with a few experts in their fields. We had an accountant, we had a lawyer, we had everything. And they started broadcasting events on Facebook. Every Tuesday night there was a 2-hour special, accounting in startups, how to to be legal in your practices. And at first it was like 10 people going there each week. It wasn't a lot, and then it kind of gained traction. And now we're at about 250. I don't know, didn't count personally, but
I did. In the different programs, because now we structured 3 different programs.
Obviously not all of them ended up opening their actual businesses, but it helped them learn a lot of skills too, which is one of the 2 things that was actually important to us. It's that at least if you don't do it, at least learn a lot, and it will help you anyway. It's never a failure, really.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of incubated, but well.
Yeah, just a few numbers. We do about 50 events a year. We have like 30 experts in different fields, and like 60 companies came out from the incubator since it started, and we incubate 20 companies a year now.
And and what's important about it is that now, let's say I need a friend to help me do anything, I can call somebody. We all know each other, and we all help each other whenever we need, and that's the concept of it all.
So yeah, these are our 2 programs. You know, like the Tarmac is the very first program that you will join if you just have the idea, but you just don't know where to start. So you can join this program, and then we help you become a project. And then when your project's a bit structured, and we help you developing and commercializing your product with the incubation program. So these are two other programs. So it's just a bit more about the Tarmac, you know, which allow you to access to our co-working space, to all of our events with the experts, to the ecosystem with the 250 entrepreneurs. We have weekly customized coaching with our experts as well, and some online resources and specific tools that can help you grow your business. And with the second program, when you already have your prototype and you already tested it on the market, and then you just want to sell it, you have access to all I said before, but then you also have one dedicated mentor that follows you month after month for 6 months. So our mentors are people that already grew some companies and that are used to help entrepreneurs, so they can advise you, okay, no, don't go this way, or maybe it would be better for you to go that way, or they can give you contacts because they have such a good network in the entrepreneurship field. You also have 15 hours of individual meetings with all of our experts, so you can just pick the one you need when you need them. We also created some custom-made events, you know, like trainings for business development, financial strategy, etc., etc. And we help 10 projects every 6 months. So we will start recruiting our next promotion at the beginning of February. So if anyone wants to keep going with the projects you will show us this afternoon, don't hesitate to join.
Yeah, and actually what we're doing this afternoon is we're looking at your, let's say, your projects that you did all this week. We were judging you for the program, really. For the incubation. If we were to incubate you, why would we do it and why would we not do it?
And yeah, I just wanted to tell you about this because I don't know if you all know about Pépite, which has nothing to do with the wine factory, but now we have a partnership with them, and it allows students to do their internships on their own entrepreneurial projects. So if some of you want to learn a bit more about Pépites, I think it's an organization from the French minister, yeah, and that gives you a specific statute.
Status.
Pépites is a specific organization that gives students a specific statue where you can, I don't know, statue? What statue?
Status.
Why, status?
Status.
Where you can do your your internship, sorry, on your entrepreneurial project. So you don't have to find another company. You can just work on your own project instead. Yes, but I think you need to apply on something. If you want some more information, I can.
There's some programs where doing an internship is mandatory for you to graduate because you need to credit.
Yes.
Right? So instead of doing an internship, you do your own project, but it has to be approved by these government organizations so that you still get the credits. Okay?
Yeah.
But if your institution does not have a mandatory internship, you don't have to go through that. Okay,
Obviously.
it's just a matter of academic credits for you
Yeah.
to get the necessary requirements to graduate.
Yeah.
Right?
And because thank you for
Thanks.
the explanation. And because they have this program that follows all of your growing, then at the end they can give you the academical credits for your internship. So, yeah. And yeah. It's just a small focus is just that when you join an incubator, usually it's not so much about learning hard skills, and of course you will find some experts in some stuff, but it helps you to grow your soft skills also, which are very important for entrepreneurship. And you know, at the Why Not Factory, we also organize events for not for the head only. You know, it's not all about accountings and law and marketing and stuff, but also for the heart and for the body. For example, yesterday we went to play beach volley, or the day we also have the Why Not band where you can play some music, you know, and we have lots of activities that help the community works all together and know people a lot more, which is very important when you want to grow your company. Is much more of the network than like if you want to grow your company by yourself in your garage. There are a few chances that it won't work at the end. So just we also
it can
organize
work.
all
It can
other
work. It can work, but
it works for Mark Zuckerberg maybe, but
I don't know.
for everyone.
But in reality, you have to be helped, and that helps you actually to adjust. You can't adjust if you don't communicate with people, if you don't share activities with people, if you're too tired, you can't do anything. So yeah, it's a lot of things.
So yeah, it's just our team. Oh, sorry, we kept it in French, but yeah, this is the team of the incubator, and of course the famous Amin, which is one of our first co-workers, and all the experts. So at the moment we are 5 in the small team, and all the community around us. Yeah, if you want to get any other information, don't hesitate to take a picture, not of my face, but much more of the contacts, so we can keep in touch, and I can send you a bit more information if you want some.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And we're looking forward to listening to your pitch this afternoon.
Yeah. Do you have any questions though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so interesting. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes.
Yeah. Any questions?
we propose to test very quickly the ideas, but I'm afraid my competitors will steal my ideas.
Ah, such as most of the entrepreneurs.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Most of the entrepreneurs are afraid of that, but the thing is that it's just what we said at the very beginning. If you focus too much on the idea and not on the realization after it, you will never be able. If you don't communicate on your ideas, you will never be able to tell the world that it exists. So don't be too afraid of people stealing your ideas, because at the moment, like nobody will do it. Be careful, like not going maybe in this specific company that have all the tools to grow your business very easily. But as long as you just talk to people, growing a business is putting all your life in the project, and for example, I don't know, if you give me a very good idea, I'm not sure that tomorrow I will start it for real and create my team and lose my job and just start it for real. So actually, it never happens. It happened because some ideas were stolen, and that's why brevet or envelope solo exists. There are lots of stuff that exists to protect your ideas, especially in tech, when you develop. But it's not the first idea that is stolen. Usually, it's much more of something that you already developed. So you need to develop something, then you protect it, but you already maybe worked for a year before people can steal your idea. So it's not people won't steal your idea. They can steal a product that already exists with all the recipe, but you need to build the recipe first before it really exists. So
And what's important about it is not the actual idea, it's what's your edge. What's your competitive edge compared to whoever steals your idea, because that guy or that company doesn't bring the same set of skills, that doesn't bring the same resources to the table that you do. So yeah, if they steal your idea, that's actually good. I think it's good.
It means that there is a market.
It means that it's interesting, at least.
It's such a good news. If you don't have any competitors, it means that maybe it can be a very, very small market, or maybe the market is not mature enough. So if you have competitors, it's very interesting. And maybe with two people growing the same idea, you will have two totally different companies at the end, because it's not the same. A project is all about the team as well,
and
know,
vision
and
too.
the fit between the team and the project. And if you can, it's much more important to find your network, to associate yourself with the good people for your business, etc., to find complementary people around you, much more than just your idea, because an idea is just wind, if you think of it. So yeah. Hope it yeah. The revenues of the Why Not Factory? No. We are financed by the IGS Group, which is a group of schools, and also by French Tech, which is the French Tech is I don't know, an organization from the financial minister of France, and so we have different kinds of revenues, and our co-working space is also as well. So yeah, have different yeah.
And I was wondering if you have a lot of projects to choose from. Select 10, you said, right?
Yeah, for the incubation program, because it's a selective programs, because you have lots of individual help from our experts. But we also have the tarmac, which is open to everyone. Everyone can join it, like today, if you guys want.
Yeah, just push the door. You're in.
Yeah, yeah, we never said no to anyone who pushed the door of the Why Not Factory, actually. So the goal is to help everyone, and we think that everyone can be an entrepreneur if they want to. And there are so many kinds of entrepreneur, you know, not only the unicorns that we see in the magazines, but also, you know, somebody that want to open a food store or anything, or create a. We have a student that wants to create a Korean festival, and we are just starting doing it with her, and it's much more of one project for now, but maybe it will end up being a company. So the Tarmac program is much more of the community. You can go to events, you can sometimes go to our co-working space and meet people. But then for the incubator, we only select 10 startups every 6 months because it's we had to be selective, and it helps also having very interesting companies in this program, you know, that have good potential to grow. So you can find everything at the Why Not Factory, actually.
Yeah, for the incubation program, it's 10 out of 25 appliances, I think.
Yeah.
Then that
Yeah.
signed up. Yeah,
Yeah, it depends.
25
No,
every 6 months.
last semester there were like 40 people
40
who
people,
applied.
okay.
But the one after, because of COVID, maybe it was kind of complicated, and we had only 25. But
Okay.
so you have good chances to be
Odds.
helped by this program. Yeah, and actually, even though we don't take you in the program, we can always help you with other experts at other moments. We always take time for everyone, or we create also specific times where people can do co-development sessions all together. So everything is not on our shoulders, but people can share good practices together. So that helps a lot as well. I hope it answered your question. Okay.
Any more questions?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fascinating insight, and I hope that's an inspiration for some of our students here today. Who knows
I hope
which
so.
of them will be? You may not end up there with your current projects. You will have maybe more projects in the future. But
Obviously,
it's
yeah.
very, very interesting to learn how it works. So thank you very,
Thank
very
you
much.
for inviting us.
And we'll see what happens.
Thanks for having us here.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.